After the mixed reception of Halo 5 Guardians, and with Halo Wars 2 and Halo 6 just on the horizon, we really have to ask ourselves the right questions. Who did this better? What makes Halo enjoyable and recognizable? Well, there are many aspects of the franchise that we look at to find the overlying answer to these questions. So guys, this is Chris here on HaloFollower with a piece written by our very own Connor. So let's get into it. From what we have seen in Halo Wars 2, the game seems to have a nice blend of the old and the new. The graphics are polished and they have a familiarity of 343's work, but it takes inspiration from previous installments and the old art style that most fans prefer. This is a huge positive for the series and gives the community hope for what's to come, as many fans had cried out when 343 did a huge overhaul of the series with a good amount of redesigns, and some examples being grunt mounts being shown, Marines looking or even acting too cartoony, and Elite sounding and even looking more stupid than the Brutes. I mean, come on guys. Bungie had a definitive art style and design process that simply worked. It was pleasing to the eye, and when seen, Halo would instantly be identified by fans and gamers alike. 343 Industries isn't really that bad at this per se, but it's just that they messed up with something that worked so well. They changed the formula, and while it may not be too far gone, we cannot help but reminisce on Halo 3 or Halo Reach. And this being said, Halo 2 Anniversary needs to be mentioned here, as it is undeniably the best looking entry in the franchise. This is what Halo needs to be: the technology, efforts, focus and direction, and experienced team working on a continuing franchise that has a well-established sense of art, characters, and environments is what Halo needs to be in the future. The marketing aspect of Halo has heavily been affected in recent years, such as Hunt the Truth. That was such a huge deception and easy way to obtain income. Consumers believed that there would be a story arc introduced that pits the Master Chief against Agent Locke into a fight to the death, and fans wondered and theorized how this was going to be incorporated into the final story and what the conclusion and condition of Chief might be after the events of Halo 4. We now know that the story of Halo 5 Guardians was not even close to being what was advertised, and this is hugely disappointing. With past entries, Bungie entries at that, we received amazing marketing that gave us a relatively good glimpse into what was to come and continued wanting more with Bungie's advertising. And this being stated, what makes a good Halo story? Well, Master Chief and friends pursuing the defeat of an evil alien force with a good narrative, character development, and overall emotional impact. In comparison, side characters and villains from newer titles don't even come closer to being as good as the original games. In Halo 4, Master Chief becomes such an incredibly dynamic character by the end, and we see an evolution, which is good as it's a step in the right direction for Halo that 343 initiated, but then ruined it with Halo 5. The latest entry in the franchise fails to establish a good narrative, as well as a cast of well-developed characters and a solid multiplayer reward system. The Bungie titles contain great examples of these, and then it just starts to diminish after the takeover of 343 Industries. We all love and have fun with custom games and Slayer matches, right? Well, the definition and expectation of fun has definitely changed over the years. We went from classic Halo matchmaking and file sharing for great nights of custom game madness to ordnance drops, CSR rankings, and worst of all, the rec system. Now, that one's debatable, but let's backpedal. Personal ordnance. Personal ordnance allowed you to drop in massive power weapons, which immediately changed the outcomes of matches and even being spammable at times. In classic Halo multiplayer, we would just memorize power weapon spawn locations and then proceed to fight for that weapon, which really did promote map control. This is a good example of good multiplayer design, which was unfortunately tampered with in Halo 4. CSR rankings took away from the system we had previously seen in Halo 2 and 3 with the 1 to 50 system. It was still there, but it wasn't nearly as hard to obtain as it was in all those games. And you need to go to Halo Waypoint to brag about your Halo 4 50s to all your friends, which it didn't happen very much. Finally, we have Halo 5's rec system, which is the best example of how to not put microtransactions in a popular game. Tip, if you're a video game publisher, don't put microtransactions in the game to start with, but this is a bad example. They are making a ton of money off these rec packs because of the unbelievably large amount of things you can get. Normally this wouldn't be a bad thing, but when you want to get a DMR certification and you can spend actual money in order to get through that pack after pack and swim through a sea of unlockables where a good amount of them are very similar, it becomes very tedious and players become kind of disinterested. Overall, recs are a good idea, a great concept in fact. But the execution just isn't there, and it goes without saying that some of us have been trying to get certain drops since the game came out and have been spending dollar after dollar and playing for hours and hours, but still can't come out on top because of a system that was set into place to keep us grinding for the items that we want but can never ever truly get without spending lots of money or spending lots of time. A defining part of Halo is the community. Back in the day, we had Bungie.net to see file sharing, news, and we were able to download and play almost instantly. We had largely active custom game clans, and there was so much more to be involved with back in the old days. Halo used to have a vast culture with everything from Bungie Day, daily challenges, creative playlists like Griffball, to full website site Forge Hub dedicated to delivering awesome game content to all players. While Halo 5's Forge system may be one of the most complex and the best yet of all the games, its multiplayer execution makes little use out of it, at least as much as it could, in the long run and in comparison to the way that things were before. 343 took this away from us. It has become so much harder to actually have a huge online gathering, and while competitive Halo scenes may be booming and growing more and more, nothing really compares to the way that Bungie used to run the show. 343 needs to reevaluate the franchise that they are in control of. They need to look at where they are now, what brought Halo to where it is when they originally got it, perhaps question some of their changes, and what fans are currently wanting and what they have been wanting for many years. And I think they've done a great job on this on some ways, but they've also ignored some very elemental stuff that makes Halo, Halo. So guys, what did you think of this video? What do you want out of 343 that Bungie used to give, or perhaps what they used to not give? Who do you think is doing a better job, 343 or Bungie? And try to be honest and not biased with this. Don't let that nostalgia defeat you. Alright guys, let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to drop this video a like if you ended up enjoying, and subscribe here on HaloFollower. This video was actually mostly written by our very own HaloFollower writer, Connor, which he will be on the channel very soon. So look forward to that, guys. We will see you soon. Peace.